coming tonight. This is the 7th lecture of the Prism lecture series with Pepita tonight. As India is railed against for the dreadful things that now too often happen, it can help to recognize that the other side of the coin exists, and that I have been lucky to experience it. These are some of the words of Pepita. It's a coincidence that tonight, LotikaVaradarajan, who was supposed to chair this lecture, was a bit unwell, so she couldn't come. And therefore, Rizio is introducing, and she will moderate the discussion for tonight. And so it leads me to give those first words. And it is indeed a coincidence because I am, just like Pepita, a foreigner who has been here for some time. And as a foreigner and as an editor, a few months ago in March, early March, it was really rejoicing to see those words, the ones I just read, in the text that she sent us when we were doing an exchange, a dialogue on cultural tolerance, multiculturalism in India today. This came from against the backdrop of the recent cases at that time of censorship in press and publishing. And so we organized this exchange with Pepita and with Edin Ku, who also happened to be the first speaker in this series in August. Maybe some of you were here. And so that text was marked me by the light and lively prose that Pepita used to express those words, to express this kind of overwhelming gratefulness that a foreigner at times feels in India. And I think this is especially something we have to recall today, just a few days after a pretty horrific event happened in the Delhi metro against 3 Africans last Sunday who were beaten up by a crowd. And since models often work better than principles, I hope we'll see in Pepita tonight an occasion for better cohabitation in India today. I'll just call Rizio to introduce Pepita.
Pepita is a very, very dear friend. But as Sam said, LotikaVaradarajan was supposed to be chairing this lecture, and she suddenly fell ill and she was hospitalized last night. So we really hope she gets well soon. But Pepita and I, we had instant connection when we met. So and since then, it has been a continuous kind of interaction, very, very deep kind of bond that we've shared, which led to this interaction which Sam was talking about, and also to this lecture. And I'm sure we will take this forward to various levels, from now also. Some of you might know Pepita's history and how she came to India. Her tryst with destiny in India actually makes a very, very beautiful story. In 1970, she came to India, with a kind of trace, following a certain trace which was left by her great-grandfather, who was a soldier in the British India, like he was serving in British India. And he had participated in the 1857 march from Calcutta to Lucknow. And so there was a diary which he had left, and there were events narrated in the diary. So she wanted to trace those events, find out more about it. So that's how she came to India in 1970. And since then, she returned to India many times. But then I asked her, how... every time she returned, she actually went to Kerala. This was in the north and in the east, and then suddenly she went to Kerala. So I asked her, how did this happen? How did you suddenly go to Kerala? So she said it was the elephant. So I said, what is this elephant all of? So she said, I never had a teddy bear. I had an elephant. So it seems when she was traveling in the north, in Bihar, so she was in this bus, And there was this one elephant which was on the road, and so she screamed, "No, no, I want to see the elephant!" And it's such a scream that the bus driver stopped the bus, allowed her to get down, and everybody got down. Yes. So she said, something which Sam said now about how India welcomes somebody who's coming in. So she said that was one moment when, and the elephant, the people with the elephant, they were asking her to ride on the elephant. So she said there's also this one snap of her on the elephant, etc. So there is this welcoming.